Why?
Period.
What is up, everybody? We are here. Some more content from Island Entertainment. I Survivor 37 Port Royal. We are here with the one, the only fallen goddess at Merge. The one, the only Julia Rowe. Julia, how are you today?
Sandy, I'm so fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Love to hear it.
I will be the first to admit, just not the same without you sailing the Caribbean. What's it been like? How's adjusting to life outside the mania that is I Survivor?
It was rough at first. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was really upset. I was really sad. But I've channeled all of my sadness into just like rage against certain people left in the game. And that makes like calling with Bobby every night so fun because he has the exact same amount of rage and our energies together are fantastic. So I'm doing okay. I've gotten better. You know, it's okay. I'm okay now.
I'm about to sneeze. Give me what?
Bless you.
Ooh, hi. Okay, so you mentioned something interesting that I was going to mention. Has your friendship with Bobby in the pre-jury like buffered some of that vote out blow that you felt?
Oh, 1000%. Like I got voted out and I cried for like an hour, like fully cried for an hour. And then I got on call with Bobby and I was fine. Bobby and I called for like 3 hours that night. And then we called for the next night challenge. And it definitely did help because he has this, like I said, the same amount of rage, the same people I have rage towards. And it really has helped buffer. I'm thankful. I never thought I'd say it. I'm thankful to have Bobby here. Truly. I feel like I don't want to say like I'm happier like being pre-jury and like being able to talk with Bobby than like being in that jury house. But like honestly, I kind of
am. Speaking of jury house, did you have anything to say to Nasty Drew for not letting the first merge on the jury?
That was gross. That was rotted. You're telling me in a season of 20 people, you're gonna have 7 people on the jury? Like that's so gross. Everything I needed to say, I've already yelled at him in PMs. So it's fine. I'm trying to move on. I'm not letting myself dwell on the past anymore. But it was truly nasty.
So let's talk about let's rewind. Past reveal night, all the faces are popping up on the Facebook, and you won our hearts during that with your commentary, your live commentary as it was coming up, like as you were watching the video. So cast reveal night, cast is being revealed. The Zoom link is posted. Assess your tribe in that moment. Try to bring us back to where Julia's head was at. On the Zoom, pirate themed roles, yada, 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 powder monkey. Like, where's Julia at day one?
I fucking hated it. I literally despised my tribe and my role. I remember immediately going to my project being like, oh, great. So my role is to just like not like basically fuck up and like mess up buying something and then get voted out. I was like, fan-fucking-tastic. I hated everyone I was on my tribe with. Like, literally all of them. Immediately, I was like, I will be first boot because I won't want to talk to any of these people. Honestly, it was a fair assessment. It was a great read by beginning Julia because I did, in fact, hate all of those people. So, you know what? I'm okay with admitting that. I was not happy at all.
Despite initially eye rolling and hating everybody, you were on the dominant ship, the crew that just won In the moment of winning, like winning in the moment, try to remember what it felt like. And now looking back, I know some people, you even might have said, damn it, fuck, we keep winning, that's bad. But
Absolutely.
like any regret, tell me a little bit about Calico winning and like your reflection on it.
Yeah, so I watched enough Survivor to understand the advantage of going to tribal early, because that's true. Like you can have alliances, all can be well and good, but if you don't go to a tribal and vote, you're never truly going to know where people stand. I think I'm fairly knowledgeable when it comes to Survivor and like Survivor history and such, and I kept like relating this season back to past seasons of Survivor, where you had like a group of 4 and a dominant tribe, and yes, that dominant tribe kept winning well and good, but you get to the merge point and they crumble because they never had to face adversity or really build trust in between them. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, do I think it would have been more beneficial for me, Julia, personally, to maybe have gone to one of those first 2 tribals? Maybe it would have made me second boot instead of the last pre-juror, but I do think that winning all of those times made it very, very difficult to succeed in the long run for Calico.
Any one memory from the pre-merge challenges or moments where you could have and wish you did maybe either throw your that to like Zach and JB, like, hey, we really need to not win this one?
Yeah, the one that obviously comes to mind to me is the awful 24-hour challenge, because it truly came down to who they're the last 3, or it was the last 5. We were almost dead even. Whoever got the majority of those last 5 would win. And we got 3 in a row, and I got those first 2 of the 3. And if I had not gotten those, we probably would have gone to tribal. And I don't know what that would have meant for me, but maybe in that moment, that's the right decision to make.
Yeah, because in a perfect world, in one timeline where you do not get those points, right? We could just assume Venus goes because she went at the next one that was forced on y'all. And then maybe Calico's structure and trust circles could have really been made at the forced tribal council that we actually went to. You never know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Calico's on a winning streak. Everybody's feeling good. Venus leaves the game. No blood on anybody's hands. Everybody feels decent about it in that, hey, I didn't get a vote. It's 9-1. So it's giving this fake security of like cohesion amongst Calico. Then we get later in the merge and the water starts seeming sort of treacherous. Overcast comes in. Our storm radars start fucking flipping out and an earthquake happens. Did you know it was a Thailand fake merge at first, being the Survivor fan you are?
Sandy, you had to be on those calls where Zach and I were like, oh, so we're playing Thailand. It took a second, but yeah, once after the first day, you didn't change our names to a merge tribe, and we were still Calico with our Calico chats and Blackbeard with Blackbeard chats. So yeah, it was fair to assume. I think everyone assumed after that first day.
So we aired a fake merge. You're able to talk to Calico. I mean, you're able to talk to Blackbeard. Yeah, sorry. You're able to talk to Blackbeard. It's funny. I just did an exit interview with Livy, so I'm trying to roll reversal here. So you make the fake merge. You get to intermingle with these people. Everybody is already under the assumption that maybe we're merged, maybe we're not, but shit's about to hit the fan because this feels off. We fast forward a food chain. You win immunity. Romeo. Okay, this is a question I have for the Calicos who were in this port, who made it to this portion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from a viewer's perspective, from what I knew and what I was gathering, granted, let's say Jazz and Bree, I'm pretty sure they voted you out. I would have to look at the
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. And that motion, not saying that it was like you or JB were the targets prior to that, regardless. It was like, who are we going to go for? And I really did feel like Jazz and Bree were flipping regardless of the Inuit spot, right? But okay, and so leading back to the Romeo vote, any regrets, or do you think Jazz and Bree still flip with Romeo if Romeo was still there, right? So if you guys don't target Romeo, let's say it was like Valian goes, right? So Bree is not annoyed that Romeo left. Jazz is not annoyed that Romeo left. Romeo is still around. Do you think there could have been hope for Calico in the future had Romeo not left when Romeo left? If let's just say if it was a Valiant.
There's definitely a chance, but I truly think that it was a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. Because Romeo, Bree, Jazz were never going to trust me regardless. It's a fact. They were never going to trust me. They were never going to work with me. So if Romeo goes, they want to flip. If Romeo stays, they still don't want to work with me. So it's like, do I try to keep the peace and keep Romeo? Or do I say fuck it and go against the people that already want to go against me and wrote my name down? And I obviously chose the latter of that. Like I said, I think it was a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. And like I said,
I wanted to see if there was like anything in your mind that you think you could have done differently, but I really do agree with you. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like Romeo stays, you're voted out probably with an extra vote. You're like one extra vote, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So is there, now looking back, there might not be anything, but is there anything Calico could have done, obviously maybe communicated more, that could have avoided those damned if you do, damned if you don't scenarios? Like, is there any universe that Calico enters the phase of the game where you were voted out and Calico is together?
I truly don't think so. I think everything was so divided because we were never all forced to interconnect. So what people did is they found their couple people that they liked, and then they stick with those people because you never were forced to really have conversations. We were never in the position where you were forced to talk to anyone. So you gravitated towards the people that you liked. And then when that happens for so long, it obviously just naturally creates sides and distrust between other people. And I truly don't think there's anything we could have done. I know when I got voted out, I kept saying, like, I don't know what I could have done. Like, what could I have done? And truly, I don't think I could have done anything. And does that suck? Absolutely. But it's the reality of the situation. And after like reflecting and realizing, I'm okay with that.
Calico is just such a strange tribe for a winning tribe. And it's so funny that just winning tribes like that the history just seems to repeat itself in Survivor. So you've been a spectator for a few rounds now. Mm-hmm. You've been able to witness this merge. Any events that you've watched or any one person that you've seen surprise you yet?
Yeah, I think the most surprising thing to me was the Brie vote. I truly have zero idea the logic behind that. I I think there probably was a reason to vote out pretty much any single person besides at that tribal, besides Bree or Jazz. I truly don't understand, especially Zach being the one to push it makes zero sense to me. I don't understand why. I think it's idiotic. I think it put them in this shitty situation where now, even though yes, they got Max the next round, they put themselves in the situation where Benji used the express pass and obviously didn't know Rachel had the idol, but you have to be thinking about these sorts of things. And that move to me, it surprised me because I was like, why the fuck are you doing that? That made no sense. It seemed very emotional, and Zach is not someone who plays emotional. It seemed very like, well, you did this to me. Like, you lied to me and that hurt my feelings. So now I'm going to vote you out, even though I don't think that was entirely the best move to make. So, yeah, that was probably my most surprising thing.
Who left in the game do you think has like, I don't want to say like wasted the opportunity, but final six, who's like easily replaceable? Like, who do you think like shouldn't be there and you should be there, or like another preacher or like another jury member who deserves a spot in the finals?
I never want to say like this person doesn't deserve to be there, because I think that makes me sound bitter, and something I pride myself on is like not being bitter. I think if you make it to whatever point, it's because you did something to get yourself there. But the person I think is playing the weakest game of the people left is probably, I would personally say, Jazz and Rachel from a strategic point, maybe, because yes, Rachel is more visible than Jazz just because like she won a competition and she played the idol, yes, but like as like a, how would she pitch that she had control and she was running things or like directing votes? The two of them, I like just like watching it, obviously I don't have all the information, but are like definitely playing the weaker games when it comes to like having the strategic game to back up like why they are where they are.
Awesome. Any regrets? I know we've already discussed, you know, like you said, there's literally with the cards, the people, the twist of the round and where you were at, there was like nothing you could have done. But throughout the course of the 24, 21 days that you were there, just any one thing that sticks out that like, damn, I should have went B instead of going A, or I should have talked to A instead of B.
Yeah, I think, and this is always my issue, and I always say it's my issue, and that's my social game. I'm not good at talking to people. The pitfall I always find myself in is I'm super social. I'm really good with the people that entertain me. And if you don't entertain me, I don't talk to you. And that's always my issue. And it's always my kryptonite, and it was my kryptonite here. But I also know that communication is a two-way street. And you also don't reach out to me. You make zero effort reaching out to me. And it's quite obvious that like people didn't want to work with me. People didn't want to have conversations with me. And I think, yes, I could have put myself out there more, and maybe it would have had Velian go before me, but I still get like 10th place. And it is what it is. I feel like a lot of people did not want to give me a shake. Like they didn't want to give me a fair shake. I think a lot of people like truly did not even like, they couldn't even fathom the idea of working with me for some reason. And I don't get why. And that comes from both sides. That comes from Calico people and that comes from the Blackbeard people. And I don't get it. I don't understand what I did. I don't understand if it's my personality. It's how I act. It's how I come off to other people. But I don't know. I like I said, guess I could have been more social. That's my thing. That's my thing.
I know it's hard to fucking swallow that pride. I have that issue too. It was my kryptonite in Ascendant, so I get it. Looking back, what would you say was the highlight? Like, what's one memory that you're gonna take away and it'll make you smile when it randomly hits your mind?
I think it's just like the conversations with Zach. The way I like to play these games is I like to come in and I like to make a really, really, really strong number one. And I'm a snake. I'm the first person to admit I'm a snake. I like to lie and I like to not cheat, you know what I mean? But like I like to like do whatever to get ahead. But I'm always loyal to my number one. And obviously that was Zach. And Zach and I connected, I think, past the game a lot. He's someone I quite enjoy outside of this space and is someone I hope to continue a friendship with outside of this space. He's a wonderful person, very funny, great at these games. And I think just like the friendship I've gained with him is something that I will always look back on fondly. Yeah.
Oh, I share the same sentiments about him. He was my number one as well. So it was nice to see him be somebody else's number one. Do you know what I mean? And watch it from that perspective. Yeah. So thank you for bringing that to iSurvivor, the Julia, Zach, Melia Pascal story arc. And I have one final question. Any advice you want to, or actually there's two. This is the second to last. Any advice you give to future iSurvivor players?
Yeah, play hard. Don't play scared. Be willing to make moves and take the risks. This game has a shit ton of twists and turns and things are going to throw at you, and you got to try to keep up. Roll with the punches. Do what you got to do. Obviously, every season is going to be different. What nasty twist will be next season? It's going to be different than the nasty twist this one, but make a good ally, fuck everybody else, and have a shit ton of fun. That's my advice.
I love it. And final question for me. If in the future, you open up Facebook and you see Nasty Drew or Nasty Rocky's faces and they're like, hey, Julia, do you want to play again? Would you?
If it's Drew asking, no. If it's anyone else asking, is it even a question? This is the most well-produced, well-ran game I've ever been a part of. Been very vocal about that to everyone I've talked to. I would absolutely come back any single time I was asked because this truly is the best game out there. Yeah.
As I smile and blush, Julia, I love you. It has been honestly a great honor. Even though we were rivals, you were something memorable. You were part of why I loved Prestige, right? And I just wanted to pay it forward and show you what we can do here. And I wanted to just give you a fun game. So I really hope you took that away. And I really hope to see you in the future someday.
Me too.
Love you, mean it. Do you have any parting words before we wrap up this IE or EI?
No, I think I've said everything I need to say. I can't wait to see who wins.
We hope to see you at Finale Reunion. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to unearth, and lots of awards to give out. So you better be there.
I will be.
and expect Drew to harass you when we host Gamers Paradise this summer.